morning. Welcome to this day. It is Tuesday, July 9th, and it is National Sugar Cookie Day. So we're going to tell you all about sugar cookies and the flavors and fun things that everybody makes just after I tell you who's on our show. So today we have Advanced Ear Care, and Stuart took a crew to Puerto Rico, and he's going to tell us all about the fun and all of the work that he's done there. We also have from Hogue, Dr. James Park. And we're going to have the OC Breakers, and that is the tennis tournament put on by World Team Tennis right here in Orange County. And then we also have the African American Heritage Club that will be here to tell us about a fun event that they have coming up here shortly at the end of this month. Now, our meetings today, we have the United Board meeting, and that will be in the boardroom at 9:30, immediately following our newscast here this morning. And then we have the Mutual 50 Orientation Committee meeting. That will be in the Towers boardroom, and that will be at 10 o'clock. Then we have the third Golf Cart and Parking Task Force meeting, and that will be in the Sycamore room at 10 a.m. All right, so a sugar cookie is obviously a cookie made from sugar, flour, butter, eggs, vanilla, and either baking powder or baking soda. Sugar cookies may be formed by hand or rolled and cut into shapes. They are commonly decorated with frostings, sprinkles, or a combination of both. In North America, sugar cookies are popular during the holidays like Christmas. So you can see how beautiful these Christmas cookies are. And then there are mine. So of course you can see that mine are made with Red Hots and sprinkles and not the fancy frosting. Then another time that cookies are super popular is Halloween. And these are beautifully decorated, as you can see, perfectly lined frosting. And then there are mine, which you can see mine are baked but a little burnt on the edges, slapped on with some frosting and a few sprinkles. So, you know, they don't look the best, but they probably taste just as good. So the sugar cookie is believed to have originated in the mid-1700s in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. German Protestant settlers created a round, crumbly, and buttery cookie that came to be known as a Nazareth cookie. Today, sugar cookie making and decorating has become an art form. And I typed in the most beautiful sugar cookie on YouTube, and several videos popped up. So now you too can have the most beautiful sugar cookie. So super fun. All right, so let's go to our weather. It is warming up. In fact, today it felt quite humid, and I think that's probably going to be the way it is for a few days. We are going to be heating up by Friday. So we're looking at the 80s this week with the lows in the high 60s. So today's going to be about 76, 62, 79, 62 for tomorrow, 81, 64. Then by Friday, we are going to be heating up to 85, 66, and then the weekend's going to be about the same. So looking pretty good. And around town, also beautiful temperatures, nice and calm at 80, Beaches 71, South OC 76, San Diego 73, Inland OC 80, Foothills about 77. Arrowhead is actually getting quite warm, 88, but a nice low in the 60, and then Palm Springs 105, 73. So sunny, and more sun. Make sure you wear your sunscreen. All right, we'll be right back after this with Advanced Ear Care with Stuart. We'll be right back.
It's not surprising that the most memorable memorials are the ones we plan ourselves. After all, who knows you better than you? So why not get a plan together and let us take care of the details? It's what we're known for. Find out how at DignityOrangeCounty.com. Only a Dignity Memorial professional can celebrate a life like no other.
Trust the experts at Universal Carpet for all your flooring needs. Now get 50% off pet stain resistant and hyperallergenic carpet, porcelain tile, wood, laminate, and waterproof flooring, and complete kitchen and bath remodels. Plus get 5-year 0% financing, including free installation and free furniture removal. Our convenient showrooms are just minutes away in Irvine and Huntington Beach, or call 866-402-2747 for our free in-home shopping service. Universal Carpet, the low price leader for over 20 years.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
Your attention. Please take down this number. Did you know that adults with untreated hearing loss experience a 30 to 40% faster decline in cognitive abilities and are more likely to develop dementia? Those with a mild hearing loss are 3 times more likely to have a history of falling. An annual hearing screening is urgent for memory care to help prevent cognitive decline and thus delay the onset of dementia. Free hearing checkups are now being offered free of charge. If you have not had an annual hearing exam, please take advantage of this free opportunity. If hearing loss is detected, hearing aids will be available to try for 10 days. Evaluations only take 30 minutes, but you must call for an appointment. Hearing screening is urgent for memory care. Please take preventive action. Call now.
Welcome back. Stuart is here from Advanced Ear Care, and he just went on a mission in Puerto Rico to help people with their hearing, so he's here to tell us about that. Thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you.
Your pictures look fun, so exciting. So tell me what you did.
Oh, there's so many things. It was a very dynamic trip. So we went down with the Starkey Hearing Foundation. You know, we do a lot of work for the Starkey Hearing Foundation. They're a nonprofit organization out of Minneapolis.
Okay.
And that fit hearing aids around the world, you know, to people that just can't afford them. You know, we could have an entire session just on that alone, but
right.
This particular trip was in conjunction with the University of San Juan,
okay.
Down in Puerto Rico, and we were doing a new fitting method for the entire hearing aid industry. And so I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement about what we were doing.
Oh.
Super secret.
So you can't tell us
That's
now.
right.
Okay. So
but it was incredibly successful.
Okay.
You know, we had about 400 people, mostly adults this time, you know, that we fit with hearing aids with this new procedure. And then the audiologists at the University of San Juan verified all those fittings. And it was like tremendous success. It was like a 97% success ratio with this new fitting method. So it's very exciting, you know. And on top of that, you know, I got to spend a little time with the family.
Yes.
And they got to come down. My wife's Puerto Rican.
Oh, no
And
kidding.
so that was kind of nice. She got to go back to see some of her family.
Okay.
I got to meet them.
Great.
And so that was kind of fun. And then just hang out a few days on the beaches, you know,
right.
with
So
the
there's
boys.
some pictures there. Are those your children?
Yes, that's Daniel, Luke, and my wife Mariella.
Okay.
And then that other picture is Tanny and Bill Austin. They're the owners of Starkey Hearing Aids,
Okay.
and they're the founders of the foundation.
So you said it was sort of a secret process. Is this something that was made here in the United States, or is it from another country?
It's something they developed.
They
Bill
did.
and Tanny developed.
Okay.
You know, they 24/7. They go around the world and fit kids or adults with hearing aids. You know, all over the world. They've started an incredible organization up in Africa that has spawned a whole team of hearing providers to help people in that nation. in many of the different countries in that nation, I should say. So it's really been exciting. So it's growing and growing, and the nice thing is it's becoming very sustainable. You know, even after they leave, you know, we used to go in, fit people, and then leave, and kind of want to hope they did well. Now there's a ground team there in every organization or every place we go. So now there's over, I think, 60 different permanent locations around the world with the Starkey Hearing Foundation.
Okay.
So it's really grown, and it's been incredibly successful.
So you've been able to keep contact with the people that you've helped too.
Right. I mean, gosh, they go back, and you know, they'll fit people. Now they've gone back 10, 15 years later.
Okay.
And you know, these young men and women have graduated from colleges, have families, they have jobs. And in a lot of those countries, they wouldn't have even been in school because they couldn't hear.
Wow.
You know, they're just outcasts, and many times from their family, unfortunately, too. So it puts them back in relationships with their family, and just really, you know, gives them a whole new life.
All right. Now you said there was a big crowd, so we've got this picture that has a ton of people in
Yeah,
it. Is
that's
that
right.
all with the Starkey Foundation?
That's right.
That is great.
That's
And then
right.
some kids in there, are those people that you've helped?
Yeah, that's right. They slid in there. And they were little volunteers from the area, too. So
Okay.
they kind of helped running around batteries and that type of thing.
Oh, good.
But it was a huge group. I mean, there's people there from, you know, Ireland, Indonesia, England, just Africa, all over the world, you know, and coming together to make this happen. So it was a very
That's
exciting
great.
time.
How often do you do that?
So, you know, I had been doing about 2 or 3 times a year. The last couple of years, I had been incredibly busy here in the office, and I couldn't go. So this will start a new string of that. So hopefully we'll get 2 or 3 times a year is about all we can afford time-wise.
You got a little tan going.
Yeah,
I
that's
tell
right.
you,
There you
you
go.
got a little tan going here. So you had some fun. All right, let's talk about some other things you're doing. You're helping veterans.
That's right. So, you know, I mean, I just wanted to kind of mention, you know, I mean, we help everybody, you know, and a lot of our veterans, you know, are kind of in a little bit of a quandary. You know, I think it's just a total blessing that the Veterans Administration provides hearing aids for our veterans. They should. But, you know, it's not always timely, you know, for them to go up. You know, they go up, and sometimes they don't get seen in a day because there's so many people. They have to have appointments. They have to take a whole day, basically, to go up and take care of maybe just a quick little fix or hearing aid adjustment or just a cleaning that we can do, you know, very simply in our office. So, you know, we have a lot of those veterans hear that, and they, you know, walk in with, you know, any kind of hearing aid. We handle every hearing aid made in the world. And so we clean them up, help them. You know, a gentleman just came in yesterday, just needed a speaker replaced on his hearing aid, so we ordered it from the manufacturer, and so we'll do that. So we have that. We have people come in with, you know, people that are wearing hearing aids from our competitors. You know, and, you know, we fix those. You know, we just want to help people to hear better. You know?
right, good.
Of course, we have our regular patients that we take care of, and, you know, we just like to help everybody with their hearing.
I like that. I think that's great. And it's nice that you can help the veterans because, you know, Long Beach is a long way for them to drive.
it
And
is
like
a
you
long
said,
way.
waiting all day.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No,
that's great.
it's really trying on a lot of them.
It is super. All right. Well, so a special event you have coming up, July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. What's happening?
Right. So, you know, we do these occasionally, you know, and we have this Dr. Jane Peterson, who's, you know, very renowned nationally for, you know, her analysis of hearing loss and hearing aid prescriptions. And she comes in, takes a look at people's hearing losses, or even if they have never worn hearing aids, or if they're wearing hearing aids and they're not doing so well with them, you know, she gives us a lot of good advice, and so we're able to help people even with what they have, you know. So we just urge people to come in, you know, and, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you know, gosh, I don't want to bother you, you know. And I always say, gosh, that's what we're here for, you know.
Right.
We're here to help people hear better. And so many times, just small adjustments make just a world of difference in hearing. So, you know, we urge them to come in and take advantage of that. Just call us and make an appointment, and that way we'll make sure they're seen on time and they can get in and out of there, and we can get them back on the air.
Is a hearing aid like something that you need to have maintenance?
Oh, my goodness,
do you have to do it
yes.
like every 3 months, or what do you do?
That's what we do, you know, is we schedule people every 3 to 4 months, depending. But, you know, it's something you wear, you know, 14, 16 hours a day.
Right.
You know, it's a moist environment, dark environment, you know, so they get a lot of moisture. Some people have varying degrees of wax in their ears, or dry skin, or psoriasis, you know, all those type of things that cause the speakers to be, you know, interfered with or plugged up, you know, and reduces the performance. So we bring them in, look in their ears, check for wax, you know, send them out if they need to have the wax removed, and, you know, all those types of things. So make sure they're on the air, they're hearing the best they can, you know.
Perfect, perfect. And then the Willow Tree Shopping Center looks great.
Oh, it really does.
And so
Yes,
how's it working
so
out?
So happy.
Are you
It
guys
is
happy?
great. You know, we got our new sign up, you know, we're really excited about that. We're getting a lot more walk-in traffic.
Oh, good.
You know, it's busy, you know, we're back into, you know, it's looked like The Walking Dead there for a while.
I know. We have a little photo or a little video that we're showing right now, so it's
there
really
you
nice
go.
that you can actually see that sign. And I think the red was a
nice.
super good choice, right? Because then you can see it far away.
Yeah, it looks great at night too, and it's really lit up.
Oh, is it? Oh, good. Wonderful. Well, that's
Really exciting.
great. That's perfect. Well, okay, so let's talk about the event again. That's going to be the 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
That's right.
And do people need to call in and have an appointment for those days?
That'd be the best. They can walk in
Okay.
if they want to. You know, we take
Okay.
everybody, but it's best if they have an appointment. That way they just don't have to wait so long.
Okay, and then let's also reiterate your Star Key. It's what is the website? It's StarKeyHearCare.com,
So we have advanced,
right?
it's advanced ear
So
care.
there's that one, the advancedearcare.com, and
That's
then the
right.
other one is StarKeyHearCare.com if you want to know about them.
That's right.
For the foundation.
That's right.
Okay, so if they want any
For both.
information about you, though, it's advancedearcare.com.
That's right. And if they want our newsletter, they can go to that website
good.
and sign up for that as well. People really
Perfect.
enjoy it.
Perfect. Well, thank you. It's always nice to see
Thank you, Lisa.
And congratulations on your mission.
Oh, thank you so much.
And if you want more information, as we mentioned, you can always go to advancedearcare.com. We'll be right back.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, Verified Best Speech Clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
Before I tell you what I'm about to tell you, let me tell you that it's very important that you listen to what I'm going to tell you. Looking good, Albert. The people have spoken. They want a man of action. Real gold? They want a leader who will stare boredom in the face and say, "Not on my watch." Insert me, Rob Riggle, the new mayor of Funner, California. It's not a word, it's a place. Funner!
If your loved one is struggling, trying to maintain independence in their home, Acticare can help. Our caregivers provide home care services to relieve the strain placed on family and make staying at home possible. Don't let another day go by without getting the care they deserve.
We can provide your loved one the care they need and motivation and give you peace of mind. Please call to set up a free care consultation.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Welcome back. Dr. James Park is here with us from Hoag, and we're going to talk about epilepsy and seizures and how they can occur. Well, thank you for being with us. Nice to see you. So you're a neurologist, and I knew I would say this wrong, epileptologist.
Epileptologist.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what that entails, neurology and epilepsy. Tell me about it.
So a neurologist is, someone who studies the nervous system, the brain, spinal cord, peripheral nerves, and things like that. And an epileptologist is someone who does extra training in order to diagnose and treat epilepsy, kind of a full gamut of treatment for that as well, which we can talk about a little bit more as well. But it's just a neurologist who's had additional special training for that specific disease.
Okay, and how long have you been involved with epilepsy?
So I've been here at Hope for the past about year now, and then I was back in the East Coast in Philadelphia doing my fellowship at Jefferson Hospital, which is one of the top epilepsy centers in the country.
Okay.
I was there for 2 years before moving out here. So.
Okay, all right, great. So seizures, they can be caused by, excuse me, all sorts of different things. So let's kind of have an overview of what causes seizures.
So seizure essentially is just a abnormal electrical discharge that occurs in the brain. And that really can cause any sort of symptoms because the brain controls everything, and depending on where the seizures start and spread, you can have various symptoms with that. But the most kind of commonly thought of in terms of seizures, the big kind of stiffening and shaking and losing consciousness, but really it can be a variety of symptoms. And the causes can also be a lot of different things. In kind of younger patients, children and infants and things like that, a lot of times it's more genetic causes. But as we get older, kind of into adulthood and later in life, it can be other things that are acquired, things like head trauma, brain tumors, strokes, or even sometimes just unknown causes, maybe something that was lying dormant and just became more active when it was when the patients became older. So it can really kind of range a huge range of causes for, and so that's where again a specialist sometimes can be more helpful in that in those cases.
Now, before we came on, we were talking about an example of somebody who had a seizure from medication that they were allergic to. So, but you're saying that it's possible that that may have been caused by something else that's not known. So, when someone comes to you with that concern, you would be able to tell the difference between it being a one-time or something that's constant.
Yeah, and that's what we try to determine by a good history. That's actually one of the most important things, is that a lot of times patients will come in and it'll be their first time kind of bigger seizure. But when you really delve into it, it seems like, oh, they actually were having these unusual symptoms for the past few years that sound like maybe smaller seizures, and so then really they would need treatment. Or you discuss with them kind of other provoking causes or other things that could potentially cause seizures, but they may not necessarily have an underlying risk for recurrent seizures. And so a good history and determining those things do help us to figure out whether someone has that recurrent risk. And then from there, other tests that we can do, such as imaging and the brainwave test, the EEG, to determine kind of help determine if the patient does have an increased risk for seizures. And so that's kind of an overview of kind of what we do in terms of making the diagnosis.
So from an age perspective, I know you mentioned that children with possible have some head injuries or things like that, but also there's genetic situations too. So is there a particular age that you need to look for these things?
It can really be any age. There are many adults that we see too who just have a strong family history of epilepsy, let's say. And so sometimes we'll do genetic testing on those patients as well, just to see if there is some gene that is coming out that would predispose them to it. There are epilepsy syndromes and kind of more well-known genetic causes too that we see in children. But there are many other genes that we still are kind of learning about and that we're exploring in terms of even into adulthood and things that may play a role in causing epilepsy. You know, why do certain people who have head injuries or have strokes or things like that develop epilepsy, and why do others that have the same thing not develop epilepsy? So there's some genetic component to it as well.
And then you mentioned that medication can help a lot of people. So what kind of medications are these? Just pill type forms, or do you have shots, or what kind of medication?
Most of the seizure medications are pill form. They do make liquid form and IV forms for ease of use in different situations, but most of them are pills. And now there are about 20 plus medications out there for treating seizures. There was an explosion of them back in the kind of 1990s, and so we have more available to us to really treat patients and hopefully find something that works to control seizures, but also minimize side effects. That's really the goal. Again, I think there are newer and better medications coming out in terms of side effect profiles as well, and so that's kind of an important part of treatment.
Right.
But there are many patients where medications also don't work. So about half of patients will have good outcomes with the first medication that they try, that it controls their seizures, and that's what they stay on, as long as they don't have side effects. And then patients who try the second or third or fourth or even a combo of medications, you only capture about maybe another 10% or 15% of people. So about 2/3 of people are well controlled with medications, but then you have a third of patients who actually medications don't work to control seizures. So they may have a little honeymoon period where for about, say, a month or so have good control, but then after that, seizures come back. Or some people where you try multiple different medications and still seizures are not controlled.
Right.
And really the data out there shows that when you failed 2 or more medications, the likelihood of another medication working is actually pretty low. It gets to be under about 5%. And so that's really when we start considering is surgery an option. So there are many surgical kind of procedures now that are available for the treatment of epilepsy. In the past, it used to be just, can we cut that abnormal part of the brain out? But now, that's still the mainstay of epilepsy treatment with surgery, because that's the one potential curative option.
Right.
But many patients who are not surgical candidates in the past, for instance, if they had seizures on both sides of the brain or multiple places in the brain that you just can't cut out all those portions.
Right.
Now there are a lot of new treatments like devices available. There's a vagus nerve stimulator, responsive nerve stimulator, which is kind of like a pacemaker for the brain.
Oh, wow.
Deep brain stimulator, which was used in Parkinson's and tremor for a while, but now it's approved for epilepsy.
Great.
So all these devices also kind of are another option for patients who where resection was not possible. These are options that we can use to try and control seizures better where medication really hasn't worked.
Well, it seems like Hoag is really doing a good job of kind of looking at every angle. And there's an NAEC accreditation. Tell me about what that means.
So it's just the National Association of Epilepsy Centers, and they have a level tier in terms of designating what kind of services are available for epilepsy patients and things. Most academic centers are level 4 centers, and Hoag is actually one of the few kind of private hospitals that does have a level 4 center now. So we just received that accreditation a few months ago, and so we're very proud of that. And it just means that we can provide comprehensive care for our epilepsy patients. So not only treatment with medications and diagnosis and things like that, but ultimately for the refractory patients, being able to provide surgical treatment for the epilepsy. And I think here in Orange County that's sorely needed, and or just Southern California in general is sorely needed. I think for the population we have here, we actually have only 2 level 4 centers here in Orange County.
Oh, wow.
So it was a huge need, and I think Hoag recognized that, and we're kind of filling that gap. And so, we're excited to kind of see where it goes, and again, to be able to provide that excellent care for our patients.
Perfect. Well, thank you, and congratulations. That's really a great thing for you guys. Thank you. And remember, if you would like to know more information about what we just spoke here, you can go to hoag.org/epilepsy. We'll be right back.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first 2 buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
I'm a strong believer that there's something for everyone out there. But some people never stop searching. I've looked long and hard through these parts, and I thank my lucky stars I stumbled across a special place, a unique place, where you never know what you'll find. The Trading Post, only on Channel 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
I got the horses in the back, horse stock is attached. Head is matted black, got the bushes black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley, you ain't been up off that porch now. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
That song behind it.
I'm gonna take my horse on the old man's road. I'm gonna ride till I can't.
Welcome to South County Adult Day Services. Conveniently located right here in Laguna Woods, we provide a safe, secure environment where you or your loved one can spend the day. Come socialize with friends, engage in enriching activities, receive the expert care you need, and participate in fun hobbies. Improve your mental and physical health and maintain your independence. We even take care of transportation. For a free tour, call us at 949-855-9444 or visit us at our center between El Toro and Moulton Parkway right next to the Olive Garden.
What do you get when you take a widow who's ready to start dating, a singer aged out of the cruise circuit, a lawyer who was betrayed by her once ill husband, and a woman whose husband left her for the whore from Gate 4? Put them all together and you have Tales from the Woods, written by Terry Louise Fisher, known for classics such as L.A. Law and Cagney and Lacey, along with the old prose. Tales from the Woods follows these 4 ladies as they take advantage of new opportunities while starting a new chapter in life, all while meeting some pretty colorful characters along the way. Join us every Friday at 6 p.m. and Monday at noon, only on Village Television.
In studio today, I have Annie and Fran, and they are here from the African American Heritage Club. So they're going to tell us a little bit about the club, how it was formed, and also a very fun event you guys have coming up. Yes. So we'll start with you, Fran. Tell me about the club itself.
Okay. The African American Heritage Club is one that is a culture club. Mm-hmm. So we preserve and present things that are unique to the African American culture. Mm-hmm. And we have a motto that we call acknowledge, celebrate, and educate about African American culture.
Okay.
We do that for our members, and we do that for the community at large.
Okay. So give me an example of some of the things that you present or educate on.
Some of the things that we educate on are holidays. that are unique to our culture. One would be Kwanzaa.
Okay.
Another would be the celebration of Juneteenth. That's the emancipation of slaves.
Okay.
That happened, back when. Things like that.
Okay.
Our uniqueness in the foods that we eat, that's kind of indicative of our culture. Our socializing patterns, things that we do to party and celebrate.
Okay. And then food, of course. She's talking about food. I don't see any food here. Fran, I need you to bring food next time.
I know.
We need a sample of
I'll
food.
be sure to do that. I'll be sure to do that.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes. And then on the serious side, contributions that go over and beyond sports and entertainment.
Okay.
The world, the country, knows about sports and entertainment in the African American community, but they know little about contributions in other areas. And our biggest area is medicine, to which people need to be educated about.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
that's basically what we're about.
Okay.
And along with that, being good neighbors and learning about our neighbors, interacting with other groups, as we have in the past 5 years since we've been organized.
Great.
We've partnered with a few of the clubs and organizations here in the village.
Now, one thing that you didn't mention is your attire. You have outfits.
Oh,
so I'm looking on here saying African attire recommended. What would that encompass?
That would be anything made with African prints.
Okay.
Or the style.
Okay.
That's uniquely different. So
Okay.
for our event, we're wearing African attire. So
Okay. Lots of colors.
it should be a very colorful event with a lot of unique styles for
Right.
both men and women.
Right. Okay, great. So Annie, tell us a little bit about your involvement with the club, and we'll talk a little bit about the event that's coming up too.
Okay, my involvement with the club, I am the president of the club.
Okay.
And so basically presiding over the events, making sure that everything goes off without a hitch, making sure that the members are informed at our monthly meetings about what's going on with the club.
Okay.
So I sort of am, spearheading those activities.
Excellent. And then you have one that's coming up on Saturday, July 20th. And what is this particular event encompassing?
Well, this is celebrating our 5 years of being in Laguna Woods. And so we're celebrating the 5 years of service, 5 years of being, and we're having some exciting people coming out. We have installation of some midterm officers. We have a newly elected vice president, historian, and vice president and a secretary.
Oh, good.
So those new offices will be installed as well.
Okay.
We're going to have food and hors d'oeuvres, and
Okay.
we're going to have some dancing, some special presentations. The installation office or person will be someone from the grand jury. You told me that earlier.
Yeah, I've invited, as another testimony to our community involvement, the mayor will be there.
Oh, good.
She's doing a proclamation for the group.
Great.
Last year, the city council did a whole museum of African Americans who were leaders in the community. So this is pretty much a follow-up of their ongoing and continuous support of the club. I happen to have just finished service on the grand jury, so
oh wow,
the grand jury foreperson will do the installation for the club.
That sounds wonderful.
We have participation from the Baha'i, another group that's working with us on the club, and the Democrat Club.
Oh, so
will
you
be
partner with everybody. Great. That's good.
Absolutely.
Good.
The National Council of Jewish Women are also participants with us.
Great.
And it's all a lot of it is bringing in people that I've worked with before, organizing the club, And some of them were instrumental in helping us get the 20-member petition signed to form a club, because that's a requirement.
You never know when you're going to talk to your
Need
network
somebody.
people or
Exactly.
connections.
Right.
You just never know. So
Right.
that's wonderful that you've been
Right.
able to do that.
Yeah.
Great. So let's just reiterate again. It's going to be Saturday, July 20th at 6:30, and it will go to about 9:30. That'll be in Clubhouse 1. And $15 for each person, or $25 a couple, right? That's great.
Right.
And a special discount for annual membership. And then you're going to have food, fun, music, presentations, and installations.
Absolutely.
Did I get it all right?
You got it right.
Well,
You got it all.
we're also going to have a display, because one of the things that I forgot to mention was this year the African American Heritage Club was presented a proclamation by the City Council. So we'll have that proclamation available as well. And also Black History Month was acknowledged by the City Council as well. So we'll have a display of all of our 5-year history available.
That's great. Well, you guys have a lot of information to display that evening and also to let everybody know about. So good luck. It sounds like a great event.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Nice
you.
to see you.
Thank
Good
you.
seeing
Good
you
to
as
see
well.
All right, we will be right back after this, but if you want any information about the African American Heritage Club, you can always contact Fran or Annie, and their phone numbers are 699-4983, and that's for Fran. We'll be right back after this.
At our new Memorial Wave Imaging Center in Laguna Woods, formerly Orange County Diagnostics, you can expect the same precise imaging, multiple modalities for your imaging needs, and the same friendly staff with medical providers like Dr. Syed Sharakni. The Laguna Woods Transportation Service offers convenient access right to our door, and we continue to provide the care and compassion that you expect from our new Wave Laguna Woods location.
I choose to let someone else do the cooking.
I choose to let someone else do the driving.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia in Laguna Hills. Call or visit us today.
The Crean Family Farm is a special section of the zoo where you can pet and feed goats and sheep, learn about animals, ride the train, and the new 50 monkey Ferris wheel.
Behind us, the train is going by, so Ethan's going to tell us a little bit about the farm and how it got its name.
Sure. So the farm opened in 2004 as the Crean Family Farm. We did have a smaller farm area in the zoo that dates back to the 1970s. It was starting to show its age, and we knew we could do more with the farm area. So that's when a campaign started for a new family farm area in the zoo. And the Crean family came in with a lead gift donation towards this project. So they are named, and it's named the Crean Family Farm. We have a variety of rare breed farm animals. So those are breeds of livestock, of goats and sheep and pigs and cows that are not very common anymore. So breeds that may have been common 100 or 150 years ago and now have sort of gone away. So we want to represent those heritage breeds here at the zoo. In addition to the rare breeds, we also are starting to incorporate some play areas and interactive elements for smaller children that relate to the farm area. And also we have homes for many of our education animals, so the animals that we use in programs for visitors coming to the zoo and also schools. So we have all of that represented in the farm. And on top of that, we have a large classroom. It's literally on top of that because it's the second floor of our barn. And the rides, we have a carousel, the conservation carousel, the Zoofari train ride, and the new 50 monkey Ferris wheel, which talks about the story of the 50 monkeys at Prentice Park.
The Santa Ana Zoo is located right off the 5 freeway off 1st Street on Chestnut Avenue in Santa Ana. Very simple to get to. The zoo is open 7 days a week from 10 to 4, closed major holidays. There is a senior rate, 60 years and over, of $9. Wheelchairs and electric scooters are available for rent. For more information, visit their website at www.santaanazoo.org.
How do you rock the world of tennis? Burn the rule book. Change the game. Make it faster. No, way faster. Pair up the sexes. Call in the coaches. Fist bump this badass. Playing teams. And don't forget the pros. Lots of pros. This is the Breakers. This is WTT, July 2019.
Welcome back. Okay, so we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is tennis. I have Alan Hardison here, who's with the Orange County Breakers, and this tournament season is coming up shortly, not too far from now, right? I mean, you guys are starting on the 16th away, correct?
15th away.
15th, okay.
Next Monday, so we're 5 days away from first ball in Orlando.
All right, well, awesome. And so you have a few games that are away, and then the home matches start here at Palisades July 20th, correct?
July 20th, nationally televised, Victoria Azarenka on CBS, so looking forward to a really big opening night. It's almost sold out. We've got about 60 tickets left last time I checked, so get
for
those
the first
tickets
for the first night.
For opening night on July 20th.
Yeah,
so
all right, awesome.
Around the corner.
So let's talk about the World Team Tennis and kind of a little history overview.
Yeah, so for starters, World Team Tennis started in 1973, co-founded by Billie Jean King, who is still involved today. She also owns the Philadelphia Freedoms franchise, so they'll be coming to town on July 24th this year. But recently, which is really exciting for us, the owner of the Orange County Breakers, Eric Davidson, recently purchased World Team Tennis. He's also now the World Team Tennis chairman of the board.
Right.
So he's the head honcho with World Team Tennis. He's got 2 feet in the boat, very, very passionate about professional tennis in this community. So we're very excited for the next couple of years and what this is going to bring to the Breakers and obviously the league moving forward.
Well, right, and you said he's a Laguna Beach resident, right?
Yes, so he's a local guy, and this is where he grew up, and he's passionate about this community.
Excellent, excellent. And then, so the 2019 event, tell me how it might be different than it was in the past.
I think the big thing for this year is we've loaded up with marquee and star players. We learned a lesson last year. We do fan surveys after the season, and people want to see star players. So we went out in free agency this year. The first thing we did is we got a hold of Victoria Azarenka, who lives locally in Santa Monica. She's a former world #1 and 2-time Grand Slam champion. Really unique story as well, out of Belarus, and went through a custody battle. So we're very excited to have Victoria on the team. We also signed Eugenie Bouchard, big, massive Canadian star, and also Steve Johnson, our local star. He's ranked 35 in the world as of today, and from Orange High School. So we're excited to have a stacked lineup this year, and I think it's one that our fans will definitely enjoy.
Yeah, well, I've been to a few of the events, and I'd have to say, what I like best about it is you're sitting right on the court. No matter what seat you sit in, it's really nice to be able to see. And the format is different, too, than regular tennis. And I know we don't have a lot of time to go into all of that, but just tell me quickly how it differs from regular tennis play.
Yeah, so first off, we're no ad scoring. Lets are played, sets are to 5, and it's all team accumulated scoring.
Right.
And we get 5 sets in. You'll see all the sets, men's singles, women's singles, doubles for men's and women's, and also mixed doubles. So we get all those sets in with about 2.5 hours, and it's an incredible format with music, a lot of great food, great hospitality, and it's really for everybody. It's not even just for the tennis fan, it's for the generic sports fan.
Right, right. Oh, it's super fun, and it's always very competitive.
No doubt.
There's a lot of fun going on, not just tennis. There's a lot of other stuff that goes on too. You guys have demonstrations. You have different varying nights like military night and fan appreciation night. Tell me a little about some of those things.
Yeah, so military night's one of my favorite. It's an opportunity for us to honor those who have served in this country, and just so everybody knows, if you're current active duty or former, if you're a vet, free for all veterans and active duty on July 29th. So get a hold of us at 949-434-4560, and we'll make sure we get you some tickets for that night. But it's an opportunity for us to bring the color guard out and a military national anthem singer, and really recognize those who have given everything for this country. Some of our other promotional nights are first responders nights for firefighters and policemen. And then we do a lot of stuff with the United States Tennis Association and the Southern California Tennis Association, one of our great partners. really to promote tennis, youth tennis, adult tennis, and all the opportunities that you have to get involved in tennis here in Southern California.
Now, one thing that you are going to have is wheelchair tennis.
Yes.
Which night will that be on?
That'll be July 29th on our military night, and really cool. The Wounded Warriors based out of San Diego. One of our great partners, Steve Capps, who works down there, will be bringing a couple of his Wounded Warriors up there, and really passionate. It's actually really, really good level of wheelchair tennis, and we'll be doing that July 29th.
It is amazing to see them. I mean, you're just in awe of how good they are. It's amazing. Okay, Rick Leach, he's been the coach for quite some time.
Yes, this is Rick's, gosh, I want to say 17th season.
Has it been that long?
Coaching.
Wow.
Well, that's as a player and a coach in World Team Tennis. So he played for the Breakers, now coaches the Breakers. Former world #1, 9-time Grand Slam champion. It's as good as it gets, and he's a local guy too.
Oh, I know. I got to play tennis with him a few years
you did
ago.
Quite well.
Oh, yeah, right. It was fun. I think he had some good pointers for me. Okay, so very exciting. You have a player coming back from something that never thought would happen.
Yeah, no doubt. Nicole Gibbs is 25 years old, probably the healthiest, fittest person that you could ever imagine. Been playing for the Breakers now for 5 years. She recently got diagnosed with cancer, but she will be coming back and playing her first professional tennis matches for the Breakers as we kick off here on July 15th in Orlando. So, incredible story. It's been all over the news, and we're certainly pulling for her. And she's a former MVP, and we really think she'll have a great season this year. And it's just remarkable how she's coming back, and just great fighting spirit by Nicole.
That is awesome. Now, one thing I want to mention is you guys have a couple of giveaways that you're going to be doing on some of the nights. But Fan Appreciation Night, you said pretty much everybody will walk away with something. So we have this awesome T-shirt that you could maybe get. Let's see if I can actually hold it up. This thing is huge. So we have a T-shirt or some hats. And then we actually have a giveaway. So if you're the first person to email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com, we have a ticket voucher for you. So we're going to give away 2 tickets to any of the home matches, the 722. Who is this? Was versus who?
That's for Springfield, but the vouchers are good for any match.
Oh, for any match. Okay, good. Yeah. As long as there's availability. So make sure you email us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. And then we do have a slide that I wanted to show everybody to be able to have the contact information, which has the phone number as well. That's your box office phone number, as well as the the website.
Sure.
But the website's pretty easy. It's breakerstennis.com. Is that correct?
Nailed it.
So there you go. So that's super easy. And then, of course, the phone number is 949-434
4560.
4560. So if there it is. So great. So July 16th through July 31st, the home matches start July 20. Oh, so July 15th. I have that wrong. And then the box office number is 434-4560, or you can go to breakerstennis.com. Well, awesome. But don't forget, Laguna Woods Village TV @gmail.com for your 2 free tickets to the OC Breakers. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Always great seeing you, and thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And remember, as I mentioned, breakerstennis.com has all the schedule and the information and where you can purchase tickets as well. We'll be right back.
Mind and Memory Program at Mission Hospital is an outpatient program specifically designed for patients with a memory disorder who have developed a mental health issue, such as depression, anxiety, or paranoia. Patients are welcome every day, Monday through Friday, up to 4 days a week. On-site meals and snacks are included, and transportation to and from the program is available. The program focuses on improvement in overall mood, function, and concentration, as well as a decrease in depression or anxiety. Call today to find out if you or your loved one qualifies for the Mind and Memory Program.
The opioid epidemic is affecting countless lives, including young adults. Did you know approximately 45% of opioid prescriptions to adolescents are made by dentists, often after wisdom teeth removal? These drugs carry risks, but you can help reduce your risk or the risk for a loved one. If prescribed an opioid, ask your dentist to consider limiting prescriptions to 3 days, using over-the-counter pain relievers, and properly disposing of unused medications. For more information, go to shatterproof.org. This has been a message from Shatterproof, United Healthcare, and this station.
Welcome to Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center. We are known in the community for compassionate and professional nursing care. Once our guests enter the road to recovery, our expert rehab therapy team rolls into action. Our goal is your comfort and your health. Please feel free to call us at 949-587-9000 or stop by and enjoy a personalized tour of Palm Terrace Healthcare and Rehabilitation Center.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Our movie for Friday is Dumbo. Super fun. It's an adventure, family, and fantasy. And it's about the young elephant whose oversized ears enable him to fly, helps save a struggling circus. But when the circus plans a new venture, Dumbo and his friends discover dark secrets beneath its shiny veneer in the live-action remake of the classical animation film. And it's Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, and Danny DeVito, so it has some pretty big names in it. And that'll be Friday, July 12th, 2 and 7 p.m. And then on Monday, we have Big Trouble, which stars Tim Allen, Rene Russo, and Stanley Tucci. And there actually has been another a film that was made earlier. This is of the lives of several Miami denizens, from ad agents to gun runners to street thugs to law enforcement to school children, intersect with humorous and dangerous results. And that'll be on Monday, July 15th at 2 and 6 p.m. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at our weather. As I mentioned, it is warm and getting warmer by the weekend. In fact, the fog is already burned off, as you can see here. We've got 76, 62, Wednesday 79, 62, Thursday 81, 64, Friday going to get warmer, and Saturday is about the same, but I'm sure that those numbers will go up by the time the week ends. Around town we have 70s, and Arrowhead is 88. And Palm Springs, 105, so it is definitely warm out there. You do need your sunscreen today and almost every day. Tomorrow we have AutoNation. Toyota Irvine will be with us. We have the Theater Guild, and then we also have the Republican Club. They have a lot to talk to us about, and they have a big event coming up towards the end of the month, so we wanted to get them in to tell you about that. So have a great day in the Village, and we will see you tomorrow.